remember pulling into the parking lot, and I had never seen hardly any black people in Scranton at the time I was only going in the 4th grade.
I'm not quite sure where he's going with this one. Maybe it's building up to some form of relatable message here. I guess.
And I remember seeing the kids going by at the time called colored kids on a bus going by. They never turned right to go to Claymont High School. I wondered why. Why? Asked my mom, why? So in Delaware, they're not allowed to go to school, in public school, with white kids, honey. That sparked my sense of outrage as a kid, just like it does. I mean, and these young kids right here can tell you things affect them when they learn about something that's really just unfair and unjust. You know, my dad was an honorable man. And my dad used to have an expression.
We already have a nigger mayor. We don't need any more nigger big shots.
He says, Joey, your job's about a lot more than a paycheck. It's about your dignity. It's about respect. It's about being able to look your kid in the eye and say, honey, it's going to be okay, and mean it. Well, that's what you're all about. That's what the legislation is about. It's about dignity. Simple dignity. Everyone deserves to be treated with dignity, regardless of their standing, regardless of their economic situation, regardless of who they are. Making sure that more than 60 million Americans who are living with disabilities are treated with dignity is who we are as Americans. That's what it's about. I mean it. Dignity at work, at school, in their communities, in every corner of American life. Laws like the ADA need advocates like you. You're the ones that keep it going, God love you. You fight like hell every single day to make sure the law is respected. And you're climbing.
Now, this comes from the AP, so you know it's got a slant. But I had Grok summarize it, stripped out all the bias, and asked that it called out lies and address hypocrisy. Here's a quick recap for you guys. My MAGA audience, MAGA, keeping it real and focused on what matters most, the truth. And in summary, Joe Biden, in his first major post-presidency speech at a disability advocacy conference in Chicago, claimed President Trump is taking a hatchet to Social Security. He accused Trump of damaging the Social Security Administration through layoffs, tighter identity checks, and allowing Elon Musk's team to access to personal data. Biden framed these as attacks on a sacred program, alleging Trump wants to gut it to fund tax cuts for the wealthy. The Associated Press article paints Biden as a defender of the vulnerable, while subtly jabbing President Trump's leadership as chaotic. It also notes Biden's low approval rating at 39% per Gallup and some Democrats' frustration with his public reappearance. Perhaps maybe the same frustration, or better yet, confusion from AOC's most recent public appearance. Or reappearance. It's probably better put reappearance. Sarah Kapustik coming through in the clutch here with this email 9 minutes ago that says social media. Thanks, Sarah. Social media erupts after AOC debuts another strange accent at a rally. Quote, Kamala's playbook.
And we saw it just happen with Trump's corrupt and disastrous and rushed tariff scheme. We saw Marjorie Taylor Greene buy that dip. I got one question for her. How much did you make? How much did you make off of people's despair? How much did you make off that panic? How much did you make off of that suffering? No more. We can't accept it. It was all, I hope we see now, that it was all about manipulating the markets so that he could quietly enrich his friends who bought the dip before reversing it all in the morning. Boise, this is a matter of fact. Donald Trump is a criminal who was found guilty of 34 felony counts of fraud. accountable for sexual abuse. Of course he's lying and abusing and manipulating the stock market too. When he talks about rapists and criminals, he should look in the mirror.
That was kind of strange. It's almost like they added some form of weird accent marks or punctuation where she just decided to question what she was saying or have these weird, strange inflection points. But it's actually hilarious to think that a Democrat here fighting for leadership between AOC and Jasmine Crockett, or perhaps maybe the entire astronaut crew of Blue Origin. I mean, they would probably be qualified here, or better yet, Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith going toe-to-toe in a debate against Bernie Sanders for the leadership of the Democratic Party. Who is going to be the captain of the ship that goes down in flames next time? But President Trump really only wanted to enrich his rich and wealthy friends by telling them to buy the dip, for which he never did. He just told the world. He told the entire country. He told everybody. He didn't just tell his friends. He literally told nationwide, worldwide, globally, buy low. It's basic. It's simple. It's easy to understand. It's common sense, core values that Democrats don't have. And instead, Democrats are mad, outraged, crashing out on stage in various different accents, making sure they reach all their delegates, making sure they reach all their constituents, their entire voting pool, hitting every language, whether it be Venezuelan or El Salvadorian or whatever. And they're upset that President Trump was helping people, if it's what AOC says and how she frames this, to enrich and improve and increase their portfolio values and net worth. And the Democrats would rather everyone be broke, everyone be poor, everyone not know how to invest and wisely make moves in strategic positions in the stock market and their retirement savings and in their 401ks rather than panic. It's okay, though. You vote for AOC, you vote for socialism. You vote for socialism, you don't have to worry about that shit. You ain't got to worry about nothing because your life is going to suck balls. But AOC will take good care of all your money for you. Trust me. Meanwhile, getting back to Grok here, calling out lies and hypocrisy. Biden's hatchet claim is exaggerated and misleading. Biden's rhetoric suggests Trump is slashing benefits or dismantling Social Security entirely. False. The White House has explicitly stated no benefits will be cut. Trump's actions, laying off 7,000 SSA workers and tightening identity verification, aim to reduce fraud and waste, not rob beneficiaries. And I'd be willing to bet that those 7,000 workers that were laid off probably didn't show up to work, probably didn't do a damn thing for the last 4 years, or couldn't even be found, didn't even bother replying to a simple email. Sounds like a worthwhile cut to me, right? The SSA itself called Biden out on X, saying he's lying to Americans. The Social Security Administration said Biden is lying. Biden's fear-mongering ignores that these changes target inefficiencies like ensuring illegal aliens don't access benefits, which aligns with MAGA priorities. And I would be willing to bet that Biden didn't have a clue as to what he was saying, much like AOC didn't know what she was about to read, looking just as stupid as Kamala Harris did on stage during her campaign, repeating the same talking points over and over again in different cities. And you guys saw the overlays and dubs. A lot of fun was had there. But much like Biden and his auto pen bullshit, he don't know what's going on. He just wants to get off the stage. Jill's going to be there saying, great job, Joe. Get him a bowl of ice cream, tuck him in, wipe the drool off his chin, go on about your day. Biden's hypocrisy on division. Biden lamented national division, implying 30% of Americans clearly targeting Trump supporters have no heart. And this is rich coming from a guy whose party has spent years calling MAGA folks deplorables and threats to democracy. He's stoking the very division that he decries, while Trump, love him or hate him, doesn't shy away from naming his critics directly. Biden's sanctimonious tone is a classic Democrat dodge. Act above the fray while smearing half the country. Democrats' selective outrage on Social Security includes Biden and Democrats acting like Social Security is untouchable, but they've been silent on its looming insolvency. And the program's trust fund is projected to be depleted by 2035 without reforms, yet Biden offers no solutions, just attacks. And Trump's push for fraud prevention and efficiency, like expanding fraud prosecution programs to 50 U.S. attorney offices, is a practical step, while Biden's posturing is pure politics. Democrats also conveniently ignore their own history of tinkering with Social Security when it suits them, which now I'm not even quite sure why Biden's doing what he's doing. Biden should be considered a lame duck. Now, granted, he could run again because he's only served one term, but I think all he's doing is just further muddying the waters for Democrats, as the Democratic Party will only be most closely associated with mass confusion as their voter pool continues to shrink, their ratings continue to drop, and people won't even know who they're truly supposed to be supporting and voting for. Is it Biden? Is it Kamala? Is it Gavin Newsom? Is it Stephen A. Smith? Is it AOC? Is it Jasmine Crockett? Is it Bernie Sanders? Is it Hakeem Jeffries? Who the is it? Who is going to lose for the Democrats next time? Who's going to take that L? Either way, getting back on track here, AP's bias and selective framing. The article amplifies Biden's narrative while downplaying Trump's rationale. It mentions Elon Musk calling Social Security a Ponzi scheme to paint Trump's team as heartless, but skips context. And Musk's point is that the system's pay-as-you-go structure is unsustainable. The AP also highlights a mistake in the Social Security Administration notices to Supplemental Security Income Recipients, SSI, but buries the agency's explanation that it was a glitch, not a policy. Meanwhile, it lingers on Biden's working class stories to burnish his image and ignoring his elite connections in Delaware mansion. More importantly here, what MAGA will love, Grok 3 says, Trump's fighting for you by cracking down on fraud and waste in Social Security, ensuring your hard-earned benefits go to Americans, not freeloaders or illegals. Biden's out here lying, trying to scare seniors and the disabled with no evidence while... Excuse me. Sometimes it comes in threes. That's what she said. Trump's fighting for you by cracking down on fraud and waste in Social Security, ensuring your hard-earned benefits go to Americans, not freeloaders or illegals. Biden's out here lying, trying to scare seniors and the disabled with no evidence, while Trump's taking action to protect the system. The SSA itself slapped down Biden's claims, proving he's just playing politics with your retirement. And Trump's not afraid to shake up a bloated bureaucracy, even if it ruffles feathers. And that's the kind of bold leadership you voted for. The TLDR, Biden's crying wolf about Trump destroying Social Security, but it's a lie. The SSA says so. Trump's cutting fraud and waste, not benefits, while Biden's just grandstanding to bash MAGA and prop up Democrats for the midterms. And hypocritical, divisive, and weak at that. Trump's got your back, folks. Making sure Social Security works for real Americans for the long term. And you know who else has your back? Our partner, Chapter. Experts in free Medicare help. Call Chapter right now if you're nearing 65 years old or are already on Medicare, and get free help. The free help that you deserve to make sure that you have the right plan. Save money and even put money back into your Social Security. Even if you're not 65 years old and on Medicare, I can promise you that someone you know, a friend, relative, neighbor, coworker, whomever is on Medicare, is 65 years old, or will be turning 65 soon. Visit www.askchapter.org/Kevin or just dial 270-467 2426 right now. 270-467-2426 and get free Medicare help and save some money.